So this is Sepp, and he's going to tell us a few features about the bike, and I'm basically asking the questions about being a potential customer and some of the, hopefully you can help me understand a bit more about like the engines, the servicing, and the type of normal questions that someone asks.
Okay.
So obviously this is a very special motorcycle. When it comes to like repairs and stuff like that, the parts are obviously quite limited, but you must have like a backlog of...
Absolutely, we have it on stock, so that means if you have something or you need something the next 10 years, we'll have it on stock.
Okay.
So it's typical BMW, we will supply you with all that, absolutely.
Okay.
So if you come to service maybe for the Erlin suspension, you should do that roughly above 5,000 kilometers. You can go just to normal Erlin's supplier, and they will do that as well for the Brembo brakes.
Okay, so you don't have to go to your Motorrad dealer?
No, you can do that in your country as Erlin's supplier. You can go there.
Okay, so as long as they're certified Erlin supplier?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that leads on to the next question, which is, it's such an unusual bike being track only, there's no logbook, number plate, so does it come with like a warranty or anything?
Yes, you have warranty. You have a warranty on the engine, you have warranty on everything. You will get the owner certificate of the bike.
Okay.
Every bike has a chassis number.
Yes.
You have a number on the triple clamp, and you have warranty on the engine. So that means, let's talk about the engine, because it's really built for racetrack.
Yes.
It's a World Superbike engine, and the cylinder head is from the endurance racing. So, and if you know, normally a race engine is running 1,500, 3,000 kilometers. What we are doing, we run in the engine in Berlin. One person is responsible for the built engine.
Okay. So one person per engine.
Exactly.
So it's like a blueprinted engine.
Absolutely, and one person for the whole bike. So engine is built. Engine is running on our dyno.
Yeah.
After that, the engine is running over 600 kilometers. I mean, we are really sure that everything is working proper. Then we change the oil or the oil filter. We washed all oil channels. We make endoscopy. We take out the spark, go in the cylinder, looking about the piston, valves, and all that. Put bigger oil filter, better oil, and then if the engine is warm, you can go flat out.
Okay. So as soon as you buy this bike, warm it up, you can go.
Exactly. We give warranty on the engine, 5,500 kilometers warranty.
Okay.
After that, it's up to your decision. We call that service engine.
Yeah.
Service engine means we give you a new engine for a special price. The price of the engine is 12,600 euro.
Yeah.
So that means...
Is that the special price, or is that the price?
Just the price for this owner of this bike.
Okay. Okay. But if you were to buy that engine off the shelf, but then do you, because there's been some stories going around the internet, no one really knows what's going on. So the way I understood it was you'd have your bike, if you reach 5,000 kilometers, they take the engine out, send it back to BMW.
Exactly.
And they give you a fresh one off the shelf.
Absolutely.
And plug it in.
But we don't send it back to the dealer. We will destroy it. But it doesn't matter if you have 5,500 or 6,000 or 7,000 kilometers, up to you. If the engine is blowing up by 8,000 kilometers, then it's your risk.
But if you're not gonna, if the engine doesn't do anything, it doesn't go back to BMW anyway. If it's gonna blow up, it blows up. You've still got to buy a new one.
As long as you not crash, you will get the price. It doesn't matter how many kilometer engine has. It's 12,600 euro. Engine will replace. You have a new engine inside. Same procedure as before, and the engine is warm. You can run. And this is doing the BMW dealer. Each BMW dealer is able to do that.
Okay. But just to be clear, so if this is my bike, when the service comes, I still have to pay the 12,500 euro? To get the new engine?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So that's the cost of replacement, basically.
Absolutely.
But you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Okay. I mean, and it's quite interesting because 5,000 kilometers, you may think, oh, that's not very much. But then 5,000 kilometers round here, 13,000 RPM, the engine's going through an awful lot of stress.
Stress is one point, and if you just look about normally on the track day, you have 4 groups. You're in the group A, for example, so that means you will go out 5 times. 20 minutes, so that you will have in the end of the day maybe 100 kilometers, maybe 120, so that's 40 track days. So
Yes.
that's huge. That's really huge.
Yeah.
So, but this is regarding the engine, and to be honest, the engine has 215 horsepower,
Okay.
120 Newton meters, and you can take the bike and put it somewhere on a dyno, and you will see definitely more than 215 horsepower.
Right. Okay. On the rear wheel, really?
Definitely.
Okay. That's
So
interesting.
then the
Can
weight.
we take one to a dyno?
Yeah, do it. Do it. Get in contact with Gerhard.
It was interesting on the just coming out that bottom corner with a normal S1000 engine is a fast bike in a straight line, but this it was like 600 versus 1,000. It just
You have
went,
no chance to stay in a slipstream.
no, gone.
That's the weight of the bike. Let's talk about the weight. The dry weight is 146 kilo. That's just 3.5 kilo more than MotoGP.
Wow.
Fully loaded, it's 171 kilo. So that's 36 kilo less than a double R.
Yes.
We have the carbon wheels, and the big deal on the carbon wheels is we reduce the weight on the outside.
So rotational.
Rotation, so that means you don't have to spin it up, you don't have to brake it, and even you change direction.
Yeah, it's very noticeable. I mean, obviously there's other components which are helping it steer quickly, but it's a very noticeable thing.
And on the rear, the acceleration is the same. You have not to accelerate the mass on the rear.
Yeah, and braking and everything.
Absolutely.
And those with the stock. Would these wheels fit in a stock S1000?
No,
doesn't
fit.
So they have different spaces.
Yeah.
Okay, so an S1000 RR owner couldn't go.
At the moment, not.
Okay, at the moment, not. Okay, yeah. Just say yes. Okay.
Let's talk about the brake calipers. Those brake calipers are from Brembo Racing Department. Normally you see that just in Moto 2, Moto 3, and some in rain condition as well in MotoGP.
Okay, because they're named the PR, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I had a GP4 RX RR, I think
exactly.
it was.
RR is road racing, PR is professional racing.
Okay, so and is that, they have a less dust seal in them? So they,
exactly.
Okay, so it's a freer friction moving
Absolutely, yeah.
pot, but obviously you've got to make sure you maintain it.
You have to maintain it as well after 5,000 kilometers roughly out there.
Okay.
But the maintenance, if you go to a Brembo service point, it's 400, 500 bucks. That's not so.
But do you recommend cleaning as
just
regular
normally?
Just
normally.
Okay. So after an event today?
No, after one event you don't have to do that.
Okay.
We will
so it's not that sensitive?
No.
Okay.
We will give you a paper. It's come from Brembo, and they say, okay, this track is not sensitive for the brake, this one is middle harsh, and the other one is in stop and go. So here, if you have a whole weekend or a whole week, then please watch that or do this.
Okay.
We have 4 riding modes: wet for rain tires, intermediate, dry 1, dry 2.
Yeah.
And we have the audible traction control, so if you come in deep lean angle, you hear the engine flipping, so then you're really absolutely connected. Then you can open the throttle and can.
And it's interesting for anyone that's got an RR, the plus 5 traction on this is the same as -5 on an old RR.
Exactly.
So, you know, if you're going to go anywhere near 0, you better make sure that you know what you're doing.
Absolutely. So, and if you go to -3 or 4, so then maybe take a qualifier tire for some fast laps.
Yeah.
Don't do it with a used tire. You can do it, but you will just get slides.
Yes.
Not really.
Yeah. And the same for the engine braking. You know, Nate was saying that at high level 7. It's literally like locking up the rear wheel on the brakes. You will get brake weave due to the engine braking.
Absolutely.
And then at minus, it's like 2-stroke.
Absolutely comes to 2-stroke. And it's really pretty easy. You have the blue button.
Yeah.
You just press the blue button, then the arrow is jumping to the engine brake, EBR. And then you have here as well, the red one means red is like hotter.
Yes.
And you can go to minus, or
so green is supportive.
Green is more safer, or more support from the system.
And generally throughout the system in other menus, that's the way it works. Yeah. Okay.
Super easy. Here on this side you have the kill switch.
Yeah.
The blue one is for changing the mode. So same as double R. Push it twice, then you jump to the next mode. Close the throttle. So now we're from wet to intermediate. Then we go to dry 1. and Dry 2. The big difference between Dry 1 and Dry 2 is just the wheelie control.
Okay.
Because first, second, third, and fourth gear you have wheelie control in the Dry 1, in Dry 2, first, second, and third. That's a big difference.
And it's interesting, I was speaking to Al earlier, coming down the straight, in fourth gear, it will lift.
Yeah.
It will lift in a straight line in fourth gear, and it's
the bike is coming with a lot of different parts here for the triple clamp as well for the steering head. So for the offset, this piece here will give you 2. Then here on the swing arm for the pivot, of this you will get 4. You will get 4 sprockets in the front. And on the rear, where it's on the ground, you get as well 4. So the gearbox is a racing gearbox, so that means
and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful gearbox. The way the whole bike shifts is like with the shift system, the electronics. It's just
really short shifting. Yeah.
So nice,
Shifting.
so nice.
First and second gear are longer.
Yeah.
Third gear is similar to the double R. Fifth and sixth are shorter. So, and all those ratio, the shortest gear ratio of the sprocket is the top speed 295.
Yes.
And the longest one is 338.
Wow.
So you can really go to a long.
That's plus 200 miles an hour, isn't it? Yeah.
So seat height is next point. Seat height, we have 3 different levels: 816, 831, 846, and it's going really parallel. Those 2 screws.
So you can, and again with the clip-ons, you can tailor the whole bike. It's a custom package.
Absolutely.
Get it right. Yeah.
Here you see the blue light. The whole bike is mounted with a 2D data logger.
Yes.
With our race ECU, race calibration kit. So
and the calibration kit comes with the bike.
Comes with the bike.
You just need to buy a cable.
The cable, which is roughly $200.
Okay.
Then it's everything done. Then
and the software that relates to, do you get that?
Yeah, you get the software is free. Take here you have the USB stick for the data logger. Take this, put it in your laptop, connect it to the internet, go into 2D. They will read out the chassis number, and that's allowed you to download the program. Okay. So you can download it on 20 laptops, but it just match with this data logger.
And is it from a customer perspective again, is it a fairly easy system to understand, or is it professional?
It's professional, and some parts are easy. So with this GPS, as soon as you're on the track and you ride, the GPS reckon, okay, you're in Valencia. So that means the lap time is running. You don't have to use high beam or something like that. And then just put it in the program, download. It's pretty easy for lap time, for traction control. But if you want to go really deep in details, you like in MotoGP. So if you're a little bit technic nerd, not a big one, so you can use it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. What we can say else? Swing arm maybe. It's coming from the World Superbike, the swing arm. It's from Sutter, from Switzerland. That makes me proud as a Swiss guy.
That's an expensive bit just on its own. And the little Brembo underslung caliper on the back is so sexy.
Yeah, it's really every piece. The frame as well. For the frame, if you snap against the frame, you hear the different thickness of the frame. And the frame which we build we tried to, when Marco Melander was riding with BMW in the World Superbike, he has some demands and asked for question flexibility, and that's what we built with this carbon frame. Okay. Each frame is in the same tolerance of 0.4 in terms of weight, in terms of torsion, flexibility, and everything.
Okay.
Some customer ask maybe, what is about durability of the frame?
Yes.
After production, we heat the frame up of 150 degrees Celsius. This makes the frame more durability. That means you can heat it up the frame 10 years above 100 degrees, and you have the same stability, same flexibility, everything like that.
Okay. And obviously this is a very expensive part, crucial to the bike as well. If, again, from a user perspective,
you crash.
So I know from having an S1000 before, there are exposed areas of that frame. So what happens if you take a chunk out of that?
But to be honest, if the frame is crashed, the whole bike is crashed.
Okay.
So if you have just slide on the frame and the surface is scratched or something like that, Doesn't
it's
care.
okay.
It looks not like pretty nice as before, but doesn't care about that.
Okay, but if there is actual damage to the...
Yeah, but if you see a hole, okay, then you have to replace it.
Okay.
But if you just see some scratches in the structure or something like there,
Yeah.
don't care.
Okay. Okay, because that's the worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a race bike, so that means after every day, just tighten up all the screws.
It really is.
Control.
It really is a race bike.
Yeah.
It's not a race inverted commas like other brands and stuff have put on things. It really is a race bike, and it needs to be treated as one.
And and with the goal, maybe if you talk about race bike, then you always imagine, okay, it's a race bike. It feels like a race bike, like harsh. But our goal was to build a race bike. Doesn't matter how fast you are. If you do it here in Valencia, 135 or 132 or 2:10 like me, then it works. So it doesn't matter how fast you are. That is the goal of
because
the bike.
it's the feeling I got from riding it was more about the a lot to do with it. Yes, it's fantastic at riding it, but it was the experience of it, because you know that all the components and all the all the developments that you guys have made is actually working together, rather than I go and buy a track bike and go, I'm going to put those forks in it, I'm going to put that shock in it, and often you make it worse. Whereas this is the complete package, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the goal. So now, ask your bank.
Now you get the checkbook.
Yeah, no worry. Let's go over and make it.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview.